Plunging under the olive green surface of the ancient Tigris River, worshippers from an obscure sect emerge spurting water from their mouths. Shrugging off concerns of environmentalists, white-robed worshippers of the Sabir Mandaean nation, a relic of the ancient Gnostic religions, took their weekly dip in the Tigris to purify their souls. To members of the Sabir Mandaean nation, the river's contents are of little concern. In biblical times, the Tigris River was believed to have been one of the 4 rivers to have flown from the Garden of Eden. The fast-flowing river, along with its slower sister river, the Euphrates, flows from the mountains of Turkey down to Iraq. In the book of Genesis, the prophet Daniel was said to have received his visions on its banks. Today, despite the hardships of tyranny and war, many locals still find treasure among its troubled waters. Before the country was thrown into turmoil, an army of artisans conducted a flourishing gold industry from workshops located along the banks of the river. Some of the finest jewellery in the Middle East was to be found here. It was not unusual for shavings or splinters of gold to be discarded during the manufacturing process, and it was common practice for the workers to throw the unwanted and worthless fragments into the river. But now, those pieces have a real value to a community that struggles desperately to find an income to buy the essentials of life. But like much of the war-ravaged country, the Tigris is now choking with modern-day pollution that researchers say puts millions of Iraqis at risk. A little way downstream, the extent of the desecration is revealed. A toxic cocktail gushes into the river as it flows through the Iraqi capital of Baghdad. Experts from the Iraqi government and environmental groups had hoped to conduct the first survey of the section flowing through Baghdad since the US-led invasion in 2003. But river police stopped them short, citing security concerns. At first, gently flowing waters might seem like a haven from the traffic jams snarling Baghdad, but the river's appearance belies unsavoury contents.
We formed this project to go down the river and just do the first environmental assessment, just more like a pre-assessment of the river. We face many problems, but I think that if people start to pay more attention to the river, then they'll be able to improve it, clean it up. There are people who swim in the river, there are people swimming behind us, and they should be able to swim in a clean river, and we should be able to drink out of a clean river.
It was not always that way. Iraqi researchers date the start of the decline to Saddam Hussein's war with Iran in the 1980s, when government funds were diverted to the army. Sanctions imposed after the 1991 Gulf War further crippled facilities before looters stripped sewerage works, along with other government facilities after Baghdad fell in 2003. US officials say they are working as fast as they can to restore services, but blame the lack of progress on security. Heavy metals found in the water have raised concerns they may enter the food chain and perhaps cause cancers in humans.
We are going to take samples from different places and then take them and analyze them. After that, there are limits. If it is over limits, we will find out what degree of pollution there in the Tigris.
Over several thousand years, this river has seen many civilizations rise and fall, and many conflicts come and go. One day, the 21st century Iraq War will be just another memory.